Tom, you have your invite this weekend, and it sounds like you did pretty well. I think first and third that you've got to be real happy with.
Yeah, I'm very pleased, Rick, and it's exciting to host a home meet. I mean, obviously, we've had this conversation many times throughout track season with the conference championships, and it's nice to change it up a little bit and talk about our cross-country program. And it was a beautiful day for it. Weather cooled down in the morning for us, which was nice, and but outstanding performance by our women's team. Very young team. In fact, our top 5 runners were all underclassmen. 3 of them were freshmen. In fact, our number 1 runner on the women's side was Danielle Rainier, and she's been running really well at practice, but to come out with that top finishing spot for our team, that was a bit of a surprise for our coaches. But she did great, and really all the other girls, just outstanding effort. And you know, we go into these meets, especially the home meet, with the mindset of we're going in to win this thing, you know, but we also make sure that we keep our eyes at the end of the season. We don't back off our training. We don't let up or anything take away from the overall season goal of the conference championships.
You run the women, and you talked about your top finishers. How about on the men's side? Who were the outstanding runners there for you?
A young man named Chris Wood, another freshman, actually a local kid here from Staley High School, and he had a tremendous summer of putting in the work, putting in the miles, and was really just bought in full bore to our program and what we're doing here. And he's been a great addition for us. But he was our second runner, was also a freshman, a young man named Denver Strong. He had a great race, great performance, and our course is extremely challenging. And by the time that the men got on there, things had heated up to about 85 degrees. So not unbearable, but still a little unpleasant if you're a distance runner. But with the steep hills and the steep grades that they've got to work through on our course, it makes times slower, but the performances were great nonetheless.
Yeah, let's talk about your course, because it's something that you've been working on the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's located north of the golf course. I'd say about 4 years ago, there was word coming down the hill that they were going to build some residence halls over where our course used to be, which was in this frat sports complex next to the baseball field and softball field. And so we decided that we were going to try to find a new home before we were told that we had to find a new home. And so working with some of the grounds guys and the facilities guys, they took me to that field, and essentially this was a field being used just for baling hay. And so we went out there and cut the course out and started working on it and trying to get the footing done well. And I've worked closely with Tom Bates, who is the former coach at St. Mary's High School in Independence, which is now closed its doors, but he works with O'Hare High School and helps them. And with our meet, it's also the St. Mary's Invitational, so a high school event. And it's actually the 43rd year that they hosted that event. And I think about 15 to 20 of the last years, that event has been on our campus. So we're glad to continue to partner with Coach Bates and with what they're doing there.
You turn right around and run again coming up this weekend. Tell us about that and what's coming up for you.
Yeah, well, it's always nice to go on the road and let someone else do all the work for setting up a meet. But we're looking forward to go to St. Louis. This will be the Forest Park Cross Country Festival, and it's a 2-day meet. Colleges run on Friday, high schools run on Saturday. It's a big high school meet on Saturday, and the college meet tends to go every year. It'll be our first opportunity to see some GLVC competition on the men's side. We got to compete against Rockhurst this weekend. They only have a women's program, but we'll see Truman State this weekend, and we'll see former Heart of America Conference rivals Lindenwood University, so they'll be there as well.
Gotta be them.
Gotta be Lindenwood.
Yeah. Hey, you mentioned to me, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, we're looking forward to it. It's a great course, it's a great event, it's a great venue, and it'll be good to go down there and maybe talk a little smack on those St. Louis Cardinals fans.
You talked to me earlier today about a big meet you've got coming up in Minnesota, I think in a couple, maybe 3 weeks. What's that about, and how good of a meet is that?
Yeah, we're going to go to the Roy Griak Invitational. That is one of the largest cross-country meets in the country that I'm aware of. It's named in honor of Roy Griak, longtime coach in the University of Minnesota. Unfortunately, he passed away this summer, but it's one of the biggest meets. Like I said, they run separate divisions for Division I, Division II, and NAI, and then Division III. And it's it's nice to go up north because the temperatures are typically cooler.
Right.
But the course will be challenging. But because of the large field size, it's a great opportunity to run fast, to have our kids get pushed in a setting that is going to be very comparable to the regional championships. Just large numbers of runners, large fields, and in an event type setting where there's just that feel of a championship atmosphere. So it's a great experience, especially for our youngsters, to get a little taste of that before we go to the conference meet and ultimately have our eyes set on the regional championships.
Well, once again, congratulations on winning the Invitational on the women's side, finishing third on the men's side.
Thanks, Rick.